Hey, welcome back to Power by 8 Racing YouTube channel. All right, so I went ahead and jumped ahead without you guys. I didn't figure you guys wanted just to watch a bunch of time lapse of me taking apart the front accessories of the motor, you know, the radiator and power steering pump and water pump. It's all kind of boring stuff. So versus a time lapse, I figured I'd get all that off, and that way I can get to the front of the motor and show you what it did to itself. So, as I showed you before, we had the big holes on that side, we had the big hole on that side, and I felt like it cracked across the front. And as you'll see here, that is exactly what it did.
Power by 8.
So what you'll see here is the missing, you know, timing, cam timer, gear, phaser, chain thingy, pulley, whatever. And you'll see that the block itself has moved forward about an inch. And you can't really tell with the camera just because of the angle of the camera, but you can see here, this piece right here should be matching that. And it's pretty much this whole bottom part of the block is forward about an inch. So that explains why all the belts broke and why the belt broke on that. And you can't really see it from this angle, but everything's kind of moved forward and twisted like this. So the pulley should be sitting, you know, flat. It's sitting like this, and you can kind of see it like that. So you can get a perspective, you know, that's straight. This is now, you know, forward and not straight. It's off like that. So yeah, obviously it's broke. I mean, there's no fixing that. So I'm not even like worried about like, oh, it moved, I'm gonna JB weld it up, it's gonna be perfectly fine. No, it obviously everything in that motor is probably trash, and it is what it is, so whatever. But what I'm gonna do for you today is, it might be a couple part series, but today I'm gonna take out the steering rack. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I think I had done it a long while back, and I kind of showed you what it looked like, you know, if you're changing it out yourself and everything's kind of in the way. But what you don't get to see is the top and how this all twists so you can get it out, and kind of give you a different perspective of what's going on up here while we take a steering rack out. Now, all I need to do here, because everything's out of the way, I need to take the sway bar off still because I haven't done that. So I'll remove the sway bar, and that frees up that side where the steering rack needs to come out this way. So I'll take it out there, and obviously I'll disconnect the steering column intermediate shaft, and then tie rod bolts, nuts. And then the only other thing is I have this FDF steering rack support bracket, and that's because the tabs on this had broke. We welded them up, but just as extra protection, I went ahead and threw that on, and that broke. I think that broke back in April, which would have been like 2 events that I drove with that broke, and I didn't realize it until I got home and I could hear it clicking. But anyways, that's how we fixed it. I'm gonna get a different steering rack. I'm going to send that off as a core. I'm going to get a new one in. There's just something with that one. Even this past time at the track, the alignment was good. As soon as I stepped out there, I turned the wheel once and the steering wheel was off a little bit, like just a little bit to the right. And I can kind of feel when I turn it that it just doesn't feel right. You know, there's something wrong with it. And I think it's something inside that's wrong. So I'm just going to send it off as a core, get a new one in, and kind of go from there. So yeah, that's where we are here. Let me get some tools going. We'll get that sway bar off, like I said, drop. Oh, and we need to drop the cradle down as far as we can on the 4 points, and that way just gives us room to rotate that steering rack out. So let's get to it. So for me, I have these After Dark Speed bump steer kits. And of course, when you do a bump steer kit, don't just buy a bump steer kit and throw a bunch of shims on here thinking that you got it right, because you probably got it wrong. You know, you got to really measure those out and make sure you get the right shims on there. So anyways, enough with that. So getting this off first, you know, you can clear this out of the way, and that gives you access to your sway bar. take this off, take the sway bar off, and eventually I'm going to probably pull everything off of the car. It's just oil got pretty much like everywhere in here, so I really just want to take it all apart and hose it down and just get all that grime and gunk off. So anyways, let's get this off here, and then we'll get the sway bar off on both sides, and then we'll take the sway bar off from here, drop it down, and then while it's up in the air, we'll go ahead and drop the substrate a little bit, and we'll go from there. So one thing I see a lot of people talk about are, what is your power steering cooler? This is my power steering cooler. It's a True Cool or Be Cool or something like that. And the nice thing about this is it's a ribbon style cooler. And with the ribbon style coolers, from what old timers have told me they like them better, is because of the being a flat surface, you get much more area of fluid that's being cooled versus a tube where, you know, this middle stuff, maybe it's not cooling, where a ribbon flattens it out and you've got more surface area being cooled. So I went with this one because I used a stock mount point here, and then I put a rib nut here. And then if I needed to get a bigger one, the next size up from this, it's like twice as tall, I think, maybe even a little bit bigger than that, but it uses the same mounting points. And that's why I went with this. And also, I was able to get the fittings for the, I could put my AN hoses on there and whatnot. So anyways, let me get this out. And I already took this bolt. It needs to come out a little bit more, but I needed to get the sway bar out of the way. So let me get this out of the way so that we're not fighting with that. It's got to come out anyways when the motor comes out, so we might as well just do it now. I'll get that out, and then I'll get the steering column bolt here, and then the forward cradle bolts, and we'll be ready to pull the rack out the driver's side. You know what, now that I think about it, I think I had to take my AN fittings off last time. All right, you won't see it, but the I had to take an AN fitting off so I can get it through. You won't have that problem because you probably are using a stock hose, so there we go. And then we just start twisting it. Now, the problem I'm gonna have is, since the motor's kind of moved itself forward a little bit, now I'm getting hung up on this block, which I was wondering if I was going to have to take off, and it appears that I will have to. Let's see if I can twist it around it. Nope. All right, well, one more thing to take off. Nothing's easy, right? All right, so 17th time's a charm. That came out right away. And then you'll start hitting, I got coilovers, so then you got to twist it kind of somehow to get it past those. And hopefully I can. Let's go. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Just, it's like snagging in the spring. The there we go. I just twisted it a little bit. Twisted it back down, And out she comes. All right. All right, so you saw that's just the steering rack. It was a short video, I think. It's going to be a short video. I just wanted to show you how you can get that out again and hope that you could see a different perspective of how it twists out of the way. And then what I was talking about was when I pulled it out right here, it kind of got stuck in here, but as I twisted it, I was able to just twist it up and then down and out. And then that's how you kind of just get it out of there. All right, well, I'm going to take some more hoses off, and I think the next video is going to be removing that block. So I'll leave it here, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you back in the garage.
Powered by Ocho.